not lazy. You're just drowning in noise, and no one told you to turn it off. Everywhere you look, someone is yelling at you. Do more, wake up earlier, grind harder, be better, faster, stronger, now. Another video, another quote, another podcast, another one simple habit that's supposed to fix your whole life. And yet, you feel more tired, more scattered, more behind. This video isn't here to pump you up. It's here to quiet things down. Because what if the reason you can't focus, can't commit, can't stay consistent isn't that you need more motivation, but that you're surrounded by too much noise? Stay with me. By the end of this, you'll understand why silence is the real reset and how to use it. Let's start with something uncomfortable. Motivation is cheap now. It's everywhere, on your phone, on your feed, in your pocket, in your ears while you walk, in your car while you drive, in your bed before you sleep. And that sounds like a good thing, until you notice what it does to you. Think about this. Every time you consume motivation, your brain gets a small hit of excitement, a rush, a feeling of, yeah, I should do that. But most of the time, nothing changes. You don't act, you don't follow through, you just scroll to the next thing. That's not discipline. That's dopamine. Your brain starts confusing watching progress with making progress. It's like standing outside a gym, watching people lift weights and wondering why you're not getting stronger. And here's the quiet truth most people never say out loud. Too much motivation makes you weaker. Not because motivation is bad, but because constant input kills clarity. Your mind wasn't built to handle thousands of voices telling you how to live. Back then, people had fewer opinions around them, fewer comparisons, fewer distractions. Today, you wake up and before your feet even hit the floor, your brain has already processed news, messages, videos, opinions, expectations, and problems that aren't even yours. Your mind is tired before the day even starts. And when your mind is tired, it looks for shortcuts. That's why you feel like doing things instead of doing them. That's why you plan more than you execute. That's why you keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow. It's not a character flaw. It's mental overload. Here's the real problem. Noise doesn't just distract you. It fragments you. Every voice you listen to pulls you in a slightly different direction. One person says, hustle harder. Another says, slow down. One says, wake up at 4 a.m. Another says, sleep more. One says, cut carbs. The other says, eat more. One says, chase money. Another says, chase meaning. So what do? You freeze. You overthink. You start questioning everything, including yourself. And slowly, without realizing it, you lose trust in your own judgment. That's the dangerous part. Because once you stop trusting yourself, You look outside for answers, and the cycle repeats. More videos, more advice, more noise. Most people don't fail because they lack motivation. They fail because they never sit in silence long enough to hear their own thoughts. Silence is uncomfortable. It brings up doubts, it brings up boredom, it brings up questions you've been avoiding. So you drown it out with music, podcasts, endless scrolling, and background noise all day long. But growth doesn't happen in noise. It happens in space. Let me tell you something simple, but powerful. Every clear decision you've ever made came from quiet. Think about it. The moments you knew what to do. The moments you felt calm and certain. The moments you chose a direction and didn't second guess it. Those didn't happen while 10 people were talking. They happened when things slowed down. Silence does 3 things motivation never will. First, silence removes false urgency. Noise makes everything feel important. Every message feels urgent. Every trend feels necessary. Every opinion feels like something you must react to. Silence reminds you that most things can wait. And when things stop feeling urgent, you stop reacting and start choosing. Second, silence restores focus. Your attention is your most valuable resource, but noise shatters it into tiny pieces. Silence brings you back together. You stop jumping from thought to thought. You stop half-starting things. You stop needing constant stimulation. Focus returns naturally when there's nothing fighting for it. Third, silence forces honesty. This is the part people avoid. When there's no noise, there's no escape. You notice what you've actually been putting off, what matters to you, and what you're doing to avoid discomfort. And yes, that can sting, but that sting is information. Silence doesn't judge you, it shows you. Most people are afraid of silence because it removes excuses. You can't blame distractions when there aren't any. You can't say you're confused when the signal is clear. That's why silence feels heavy at first. But if you stay there long enough, it becomes grounding. Here's the shift that changes everything. You don't need a louder voice pushing you forward. You need fewer voices pulling you sideways. Discipline isn't built by hype, it's built by clarity. And clarity comes from subtraction, not addition. Less content, less advice, less comparison, less input. More stillness, more intention, more commitment to a few things that actually matter. Imagine this. You wake up, no phone for the first hour, no videos, no quotes, no noise. Just you, your breath, and a simple question. What's one thing I need to do today? Not 5, not 10. 1. And then you do it. No soundtrack, no hype, no external push. Just quiet effort. That's where real confidence is built. Not the loud, performative kind. The calm kind. the kind that doesn't need to announce itself. Most people are addicted to feeling motivated. A few people are committed to being consistent. And consistency thrives in silence. So no, you don't need another motivational speech. You don't need a new routine. You don't need a better quote. You don't need more information. You need space. Space to think. Space to feel bored. Space to hear yourself again. Turn the volume down on the world and something interesting happens. Your mind stops racing. Your priorities sharpen. Your actions become simpler and stronger. Silence isn't empty. It's where direction is born. If you've been feeling stuck, scattered, or tired lately, don't ask for more motivation. Ask for less noise. If this reset helped you, watch the next video on screen and keep the silence going.